welcome. It's Liv, and today I'm here with a favourite books video of 2016. It's time to talk about the best books that I read, and I had a very disgraceful reading year. I don't know if it's just me, but I've heard from a lot of people they didn't read as much as they normally wanted to. Despite the fact that I didn't read that much, I still read some really kick-ass books that I can't wait to show you. So first, I'm going to start with Long Dark Dusk by James Smythe. This is a second book in the series. The first one is Way Down Dark. Of course, I read this one last year when it came out, but this year I got to read the second book. This series is just so unique. Firstly, because this book mainly follows just one girl dealing with a whole ton of crap, and normally I find one character can't carry a book. For example, The Fifth Wave, I really couldn't get invested in that story because it was just one girl for most of the book going through the earth trying to find out what's going on. Here, the way it's written, this character is just so unique on her own. She doesn't even need backup. Of course, there's other people that she comes across along the way, but there's no consistent back characters to support her. But it works. This book is set in space. Earth is presumed to be non-survivable anymore. In the first book, we mainly follow her as she lives in this very brutal ship, and it's got different levels, and on different levels there's different people that reside on there. It's very violent, and it's a very harsh reality to be living in, and she basically does everything she can to survive. And there are 3 books in the series. The final one came out a few months ago, but I still haven't managed to get a hold of a copy. I need to do that ASAP because I need to know how this series ends. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a new series to get obsessed with, read the Way Down Dark series. You will not be disappointed. So the reason why I love the second book so much is because it has different settings. So even though this is one book, it feels like reading a series just in this one book. How rare is that? So if you like things like The Martian and the Illuminae series, read this because it will blow you away. Next, I have a series that is Vendetta and Inferno. And this series is the Blood for Blood series. Look at this. Don't you just love when books have extra jazz on them? This series is a mafia series. This book is so addicting. So it's kind of a thriller slash mystery. It's got murder, it's got complicated relationships. The characters drive this story completely. There are this bunch of brothers and these 2 best friends that are the main character. And I love when the main character, who is a girl in this book, has a really good best friend because, for example, in the Hush Hush series, I just remember hating the best friend in that series. I just couldn't deal with her. But here you just have such great support characters that I love them all. It's a very dark series and it gets very tense and it's heartbreaking what happens. So if you love books like this, I would highly recommend starting this series. I couldn't stop reading this. So even though this does have quite a lot of romance in it, it has a lot about heritage and people's backgrounds. It's just a beautiful series and I can't wait for the third book. I just need to know how it ends right now. So if you've watched my last couple of videos, you know I'm absolutely addicted to Gilded Cage. It's a recent release. It's just come out on ebook. On paperback, it's not even out yet, but I had to include it because I read it this year. Holy crap, this book. I do have a spoiler discussion of it, so I'll link that down below if you want to watch it. So people in Britain are made to complete 10 years of slave days, which is kind of like a public service, and they have to give up 10 years of their life for these people called the Equals, who have these magic powers called the Skill. And the characters in this book, if you like the Shatter Me series, there's a guy in this that just completely reminds me of Warner. Emotions. I can't say enough good things about it. The writing style, the characters, the plot twist. Don't even get me started on the plot twist. I died inside at what happens. Next, I have The Inquisition by Taran Matharu. Oh my gosh. This book is a sequel to the Summoner series. That one over there. This is a fantasy, as you probably can tell from the cover, and it's about this boy who has the ability to summon demons. So it's kind of like a Harry Potter slash Pokemon slash Lord of the Rings, sort of a mild version of Game of Thrones. I got addicted to this so fast because I have issues reading high fantasy. There's so much to take in and I always get confused about all the heritages and where everyone comes from and all the weird terms that get invented. You really have to concentrate on reading it, and sometimes I just want to read a chill book when I don't have to use my brain that much. And this series is a fantasy that does that. I feel like Taran really knew how to not overcomplicate this world. As I said, the main character in this has the power to summon demons, so he has to go to this academy and learn how to summon the demons, but there's a war going on with the orcs and the goblins, and it's just so much fun reading this, and it doesn't confuse my brain in any way. Of course, I can't really tell you what the second book is about because that will spoil you, but what I will say is that in the first book we kind of learn what the world is about and how the summoning of the demons work, but in this one you actually put it into practice and they get sent on this mission, which is so much fun reading about because they have to go behind enemy lines and there's so many plot twists. There's such a big range of characters in the series, so you have the elves, the humans, the orcs, there's goblins and gremlins. It's amazing, and I would highly recommend if you need a series that doesn't overwhelm your brain, but it's still a high fantasy series, so definitely check this out. And I did a kind of mini interview with Taran in my WattpadCon vlog where I got to talk to him a little bit, and he told me some really exciting stuff that's being planned for this series, so definitely check it out. I'll link it all down below for you. Next I have The Dead House by Dawn Kurtovich. Holy crap. If you're looking for a book where you actually want to be petrified for even being alive, I would highly recommend this. This book is about a girl who has a dissociative identity disorder, which means she kind of has multiple personalities. So during the day we have one character and during the night it's another person, but it's the same girl, and the way this is written is so intricate and creepy, and it's so scary reading this at night. I don't know why I tortured myself. And this book is set out in kind of footage. You have text messages and post-it notes, and you have video footage that's being played back, and then you have interviews. They're trying to find out about this fire that occurred, so there's police investigations going on, and this is mind-blowing. I just love this book so much. I can't wait to read more of Dawn's work. I have her second book. I've not read it yet, but I'm so excited because if it's anything like this book, I'm ready to be petrified. And I also have a review of this, so I'll put that down below if you're interested. My final book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. If you've seen my review of it, you can tell that I was avoiding this series for stupid reasons, and I finally caved and I read it. Not the whole series, I'm currently on the second book, but I am already obsessed. Most people have read this book now, it's just me, the sad little human, naively thought this book wasn't for me. But it is. It's about psychics and magic and trying to find this buried king. There are these characters, Ronan, I love you, shout out. The writing style was so unique to this story. It took me a few chapters to get completely obsessed with it because I kind of had to ease myself into the writing style. After I got over that, I can't tell you how addicted I was to this story, and I would highly recommend it to anyone that loves paranormal. And thank you to Michael Booklion because he's the reason why I read this series in the first place, because he wouldn't shut up about it, and I thought, okay, I trust all of Michael's other reviews, I'm going to listen to him and I will read this, and I finally did. So thank you, Michael. I will link his channel down below. He is hilarious. Those are the books that I loved and loved and loved in 2016. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and tell me what your favourite books of 2016 were because I need some recommendations. Okay, I clearly don't because I have a whole shelf of TBRs, but you know, it's fun to buy more. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!